The rift between Ruto-Gachagua and his boss, William Samoei Ruto, continues to widen by the day, and the president and his deputy are taking on each other, rallying their troops to send vicious warning. And Kenyans are asking who will blink first. Others are saying that William Ruto is facing Uhuru curse because in their last term, William Ruto took on his boss without blinking. But for William Ruto and Ruto-Gachagua, who exactly will blink first? I have listened to several sentiments regarding the disagreement between William Ruto and Ruto-Gachagua, and others are saying that this might have been choreographed, that it might be something that is being used to manage Kenyans in the wake of challenges that the Kenya Kwanza regime is facing. But if you go by the sentiments in the last 3 days from both leaders, the president and his deputy, then you realize that it needs no rocket science to understand that there is a problem. Ruto-Gachagua has, for the 5th time, sent and extended an olive branch to the former president Uhuru Kenyatta, and he has publicly apologized. It shocked many when he said that they were hoodwinked to disregard Uhuru Kenyatta, and he publicly apologized. And people have been asking, who exactly was he referring to when he said that someone deceived them to hate their own Udhamaki? And the vector is pointing at his boss, William Samoei Ruto, because it was only William who they were campaigning within Central. And then William Ruto answered Ruto-Gachagua when Rigathi told off the legislators from the Rift Valley that they should not try to poke their nose or to poke their noses into the politics of Mount Kenya, terming it very complicated. And Rigathi had advised legislatures to stay in their own constituencies. Oscar Sudi answered him, but William Ruto decided to take on his deputy. And William Ruto said that the role of legislatures is to ensure that they understand what is happening in the country. And he explained that that is the reason why the assembly that they discuss matters is called the National Assembly and not the village assembly. And on this, he was going contrary to what Rigiji had told the legislators, and was telling the legislators that they should move around and not stick to their constituencies. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our channel. Now, even the most recent and the most shocking is that Rigiji went ahead and said that he is looking into the future and he is seeing darkness. There will be a dark moment in Mount Kenya and in the country. And he was telling their people to open their eyes, to wake up, because he says someone is busy rocking the boat from within. Someone is using young politicians and young leaders from Mount Kenya to divide the mountain. And on this, William Ruto did not even send his henchmen, his soldiers like Oscar Sudi, but he took on Ruto-Gachagua and told off Ruto-Gachagua that there is no darkness, that the future is bright, and those who are trying, those who are prophets of doom, washindwe.
Gona tukibangirwo na ciana citu ihũthĩrwo gũtũgayania.
The future of our nation is great. We are a great nation. We are a blessed country. na msikubali, na waomba kwa unyenyekevu, wale wanaotutabiria giza na kututabiria maovu kule mbele, hizo ndimi naomba maaskofu muombe zikome, because this nation, and I am speaking as the leader of this great nation, this nation is a blessed nation. This nation is going places. Tumepata heshima bara la Afrika, tumepata heshima duniani kote. Uchumi wa Kenya inainuka. Tunazalisha chakula Kenya hata ndani ya changamoto. Chakula sasa imepatikana kwa bei nafuu. And I am very confident about the future of our nation. I am very confident about the future of Kenya. What we need is to stay united, to stay focused, and to plan properly, working together.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, listening to the sentiments between the Deputy President Ruto-Gachagua and his boss William Samoei Ruto, you will agree with me that the differences have widened, and it has now turned out to be a verbal altercation between them, and this tells you it has reached boiling point. But unknown to many, did you know that this kind of altercation is very injurious to Ruto-Gachagua, but to William Ruto, he is really enjoying this moment of disagreement? Who do you think between the two will blink first? I want to take a moment and explain to you why William Ruto is enjoying the widening rift between him and his deputy, because it is helping him. And that is exactly what I want us to explain. Before we do this, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to request you to subscribe to our channel if you're watching us for the first time. Click the notification bell to allow YouTube to notify you. And I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for your continued and unwavering support to this channel. I know I've been away, I've been battling with some problems here and there, but now I know I'm back in full swing. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the altercation between the president and his deputy is giving William Ruto a chance to try and woo the opposition leaders and opposition supporters to his side. And William Ruto understands that the first thing that he did with Ruto-Gachagua was to ensure that he became an enemy to everybody. Ruto-Gachagua went and led the attack on Uhuru family. Ruto-Gachagua led the attacks on Uhuru's mother, Mama Margaret, Uhuru's son, Uhuru's northern farm, and he ensured that he carried this burden. William Ruto never featured anywhere directly, but people like Kimani Chungwa, Ruto-Gachagua, and Ndindi Nyoro warned Uhuru Kenyatta, and what they warned him about came to pass. Then Ruto-Gachagua was sent to go and make enemies in Cumberland when he was talking ill of Kalonzo Musyoka. Then you know very well that they are not seeing eye to eye with the Musalia Mudavadi, because some of his roles, many of his sentiments are saying that some of his roles were given to Musalia Mudavadi. And of course, you know that Ruto-Gachagua is the first leader to face Raila Amolo Odinga and warn him when he told Raila that he would not go back to the streets if he will still remain the deputy president. And of course, you know that Ruto-Gachagua said that he would be keeping vigil in Statehouse so that Raila will not gain access. He said that if ever Raila will touch or step anywhere near Statehouse, then he will turn him back. Now, you've seen what is happening. When Museveni, the president of Uganda, arrived in the country a few weeks ago, Raila was part and parcel of the leaders who are hosting Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. In fact, it was Raila and Murkomen who saw him off. So William Ruto understands that Rigathi was very bitter and he was full of himself when they first took out of office, and They were ruling with iron fist. Rigathi was actually full. Power had gotten into his head. And so, right now, what is happening is that the opposition leaders and supporters are saying that if Rigathi Gachagua is bitter, for example, and he goes it alone in 2027, and they contest with William Samoei Ruto, they will vote for William Ruto because Rigathi had won. Rigathi has continued to say that they are shareholders and he does not want any other person to be part of this government. So William Ruto understands that by the mere fact that people feel that they have disagreed, then some leaders will come and join him just to punish Rigathi Gachagua. And if you listen to street politics in Kenya today, and you ask, for example, Raila supporters, if Raila will not be contesting in 2027, and then Rigathi Gachagua decides to stand for a presidential seat, and then they are with William Samoei Ruto, who will they vote for? If you ask, in any case, it is only William Ruto and Rigathi Gachagua. Ask supporters of Raila Amolo Odinga, ask the supporters of Kalonzo Musyoka, they will tell you that they will vote for William Samoei Ruto to punish Rigathi Gachagua because of his style of abrasive politics. So Ruto is using it to try and woo the opposition supporters and opposition leaders, and many are even trying to say it in undertones that Raila is closely working with William Ruto and he wants to punish Rigathi Gachagua. Number two, William Ruto is enjoying this kind of altercation because it is helping him to unite and rally the other Mount Kenya leaders behind him. You know, when the Kenya Kwanza or UDA was picking or was voting to give William Ruto a running mate, Rigathi Gachagua was not the first choice. It was Kithure Kindiki. And together with Kithure Kindiki, we had people like Alice Wahome, Ndini Nyoro was there, and Waiguru. And you know, they explained to us the reason why Rigathi Gachagua was picked, even though he was not the first choice. And when Rigathi Gachagua feels that he's tired and he has started this war, verbal war, you've seen Anne Waiguru disagreeing with him. You've seen Kimani Chungwa openly disagreeing with him. And of course, Ndindi Nyoro. And they're telling Rigathi Gachagua that we are not going to entertain ethnic balkanization. We want unity of Kenyans and unity of, not unity of Mount Kenya. And they disagree with him. And the reason is this. William Ruto has whispered into the ears of all these leaders. And I know he has promised Kimani Chungwa, he has promised Ndindi Nyoro, he has promised people like Kithure Kindiki, he has promised them that come 2027, he can pick either of them. Baba Yao, the former Kiambu governor, Ferdinand Waititu, told us recently that William Ruto had promised him that he would become a running mate. And so this is politics. I mean, that is full of lying and hoodwinking. So the moment he has promised people like Waiguru that they could become a apparel of the seat that Rigathi Gachagua is playing around with, they will not agree with Rigathi Gachagua. They will always try to work hard and please William Ruto. They will work hard to ensure that they checkmate Rigathi Gachagua. So William Ruto is enjoying this moment because the Mount Kenya leaders who feel that they can fit into the position of a running mate, into the position of a deputy president, will always work against Rigathi Gachagua and they will support William Samoei Ruto. And William Ruto is enjoying this moment in as much as it is going against the chagrin of Rigathi Gachagua. Number three, the kind of politics, this heated politics, is helping William Ruto to as a diversionary tactics. You know, people have been asking, why did they begin this rift when there were three things on the table? There was that talk about who killed or what caused the death of the former Chief of Defense Forces General Ogola. And people were asking, please tell us what happened. And then there was the talk about corruption in the country, wastage, the money that William Ruto needed to renovate state lodges. Margaret Nyakango, who is the controller of budget, had come out in full swing together with the Auditor General, and they revealed that there was a lot of wastage and corruption in the country. Then came the Finance Bill 2024. These were four great discussion within the country, and Kenyans were asking questions. So when the differences between Rigathi Gachagua and William Ruto came up, and it was grabbing headlines in the mainstream media. People were discussing, people forgot about the death of General Ogola. People forgot about the corruption in the country. People forgot about the wastage. People forgot about the Finance Bill 2024. People are now discussing the relationship between Ruto and Rigathi Gachagua. And for this, because the buck stops with William Samoei Ruto, he is enjoying the moment, because if there is something that William Ruto does not want people to talk about, are the three things I have talked about, the elephant in the room. So it is helping William Ruto because it is a diversionary tactic. He's enjoying the moment. And lastly, ladies and gentlemen, William Ruto is using this moment to expose Rigathi Gachagua as a bitter man, as a tribal leader, a man who only thinks about the affairs and the predicaments of Mount Kenya. When Rigathi Gachagua wants to present himself as a national leader, he must expand his discussion and sentiments and ensure that he's talking about the predicaments of other regions. But here is Rigathi Gachagua busy talking about Mount Kenya, isolating Mount Kenya from the other regions, and he's giving William Ruto a very easy time, because William Ruto is on a spree, a divisive spree, to repeat what happened in 2007, because Rigathi Gachagua has isolated Mount Kenya as a people are very special, and Ruto is giving this, though indirectly, giving this impression that since Rigathi Gachagua wants to isolate Mount Kenya, it will be 43 against 1, all the tribes against Mount Kenya. Do you remember when they said that they did not want to pay taxes, so they had a problem with the avocado taxes? And the majority leader in the Senate told them that we in Rift Valley, we pay taxes on our tea and coffee. It is either free lunch for all of us, or we pay. So William Ruto is very happy about the altercation that is going on. It is working for him, as it is working against his deputy Rigathi Gachagua. What do you think? And who do you think will blink first, ladies and gentlemen? Please share with me on the comment section.